All right, so we're leaving the drag strip. We're just going to jump out in here on I-10, go down to the next exit, and just to get an impression, we'll save and do the crazy off-road stuff to go getting stuck in the mud program for our next video. Part two. So, what are your Zarin, you've had it for a couple days now. What are your just quick impressions? I know you've spent some time in the original Raptor.
Spent some time in the original Raptor. I loved the original Raptor. Probably my favorite pickup truck. It's just a truck that, despite all odds, it just really should not exist. But Ford built it, and it ran. It was awesome off-road. It was an incredible truck. And this is just every bit as incredible, twice as much. I mean, it's lighter, it's faster, it's more comfortable, on-road, off-road as well. Several more modes in the programming on there. You got Baja. Right. It's just a wonderful truck. Ford Performance did an incredible job building this thing. So in terms of road mannerisms, what do you think of this truck versus the outgoing truck?
I think they're similar. I mean, I think that kind of the magic of this truck is you've got the lighter weight, you've got more horsepower and torque, and I think really when you combine all that with the 10-speed, I think it's just kind of always just, even at part throttle, it's just kind of always, I mean, the torque does push it back, and it makes a really good sound. You know, I mean, the good news is they didn't take the things that were great about the last generation truck, and they didn't alter that. They didn't screw it up. Not that they would, but you just kind of, sometimes you never know. And again, we're just kind of tooling around on the road. I'm sure, you know, you get this thing out off-road.
I mean, it's always risky, right? The first generation Raptor became sort of an icon, and whenever you have to regenerate that icon, you worry about alienating those people that love the truck and, you know, the things that made it iconic in the first place. I really think they've captured every bit of that and made it better in this version of it.
It's got a speed limiter. I'm not going to say what speed. It's on TV. We have to be responsible. So, yeah, agreed. I mean, what's not to like? You're the best, dude.
Thanks for having us out.
This is my early Christmas present, to have an opportunity to experience the new Raptor from Ford. And again,
you want the other side? Yeah. I don't mind. So John, you've had a chance to take it down the drag strip, you've had a chance to drive it on the road, do a little bit of light off-roading.
Yeah.
You know, what do you think?
You know, again, I'm not a professional journalist. I'm a car guy. I obviously modify cars for a living, but I'm genuinely impressed with the new Raptor. And not that I didn't already have a high expectation for it, but it really, it exceeded what I was expecting to see on the Dyno. I really didn't think the truck was going to make more power than the Ford. Well, than the 6.2 liter. I mean, yeah, I mean, again, it's more horsepower and it's more torque, but I just thought that was going to be at like some point on the scale. But I thought, you know, the big V8 is going to make more power across the board. So that was surprise number one. Surprise number two was, okay, I expected it to be quick. The 10-speed transmission's awesome. It's always in the power band, but man, a low 5.3 second 0 to 60 at 14.1 at 96 in the quarter mile. That was surprise number two. And then we went out and drove the truck. It felt a lot like the last generation, very comfortable, but very supple drive. You know, the whole transmission, it's always in the gear, it's torquey. So, but when we brought it back to the back of the track, we were just gonna do some photography and just run up on this berm over here, light off-road stuff. And to see the way the whole suspension articulates and how it could twist itself into a pretzel. But meanwhile, the cab and the body are just like totally compliant, and so it really makes me want to go to some crazy off-road place, go to California, go to the desert, go to Mexico, Colorado, whatever, go to the hill country. We've got some good off-road stuff here in Texas, and I'm not a big off-road guy, but this truck makes me want to learn more about its capability off-road. So I think we were able to answer answered some questions that we had, and the answers were a little bit more impressive than what I was expecting for today. I don't think there's anything about the truck that I noticed that I'm like, well, I'm kind of disappointed in this, or wish it was a little bit better. And again, there's a lot of people out there that, like, when they heard going from the V8 to a V6, you know, a lot of haters.
What do you tell those guys?
You know, I tell them, like, look, I trust the Ford guys. I'm like, these are serious performance guys. They just won Le Mans this last summer with the GT. The truck sounds good. I mean, I think we'll be able to make
incredible.
it. Does sound really good. It sounded good on the dyno. Behind the wheel, it's got a proper sound. I want to get more turbo noise out of that at some point and some more power, but there's just, again, it's, in my opinion, the last generation Raptor, and this one's kind of maybe take it to the next level. It's a Swiss Army knife of not just trucks, but of vehicles. It does everything. If this one tows like the last one did, there's just really nothing that it won't do. You can just haul ass, haul all your stuff. I think it's an exceptional value. And most of these people that own them, guys like me, they're driving to work, they're picking the kids up from school, they're going to the grocery store, whatever. But if you do have the opportunity to go off-road, or you live in a place where there's snow, or you've got, you know, sand dunes or whatever, I mean, if you've got a trail wide enough, this thing will get you there. And it's a really impressive piece, and thanks for bringing it out.
Thanks for having us.
All right.
Appreciate
Remember,
it.
part 2.
Part 2 coming
when
up.
I get my truck. All right, we'll tear it
John's
up.
truck.
All right. Thanks, guys.